Test 1 2, test 1 2. What's going on, Mike? Trying to get things set up here so I can read some chat. Perfect. New microphones came in, so hopefully they're working good. Well, it's cold out here in the shop, I'll tell you that. All right, set that there so I can read some chat. How is it where you're at? Nice and cold down there? What I'm planning to do, I'm just packing up to go to the camp. So I thought, being as it's wintertime and whatnot now, why not to show you what I've packed to take back with me. Just some of the gear that I'll use and maybe the gear I might need. You never know, depending on the situation. 22, so that's below freezing in Fahrenheit. Okay, I don't know how many people will get in here for this, but we might as well just get right down to it. What I'm doing is just packing a bag to take back to the camp. And just some, I figure I'll pack it as a bag I'm taking back to the camp, but as a kind of a grab and go bag for the woods too. So there'll be some stuff that I'll put in here that will be specific to going back to the camp for hunting season, and because it's our last weekend, and just some general good things to carry in a backpack in the wintertime kind of deal. So I'm using my old, this is just a basic SOG backpack you would pick up at Walmart. He's already in, Mike. He went in yesterday with my cousin. I had a meeting this morning that I couldn't get out of, so I got that out of the way. So now I'm going to head back. So we've got on it my first aid kit. We won't get into that. I've kind of done that before, so I'll show you the nice feature about this. It's a rip away. So if I had it sitting in a vehicle or by a tree or whatever, and somebody, if I needed help, I could tell somebody, go just rip the orange bag off the front of my backpack. And so that's well stocked with a variety of first aid needs and whatnot. See, I've gotten into this before, so we won't tear that apart. But it's neat that it's mall equipped and rip stop, so you can just Velcro, so you can just peel it right off of there. And it just snaps in place here. And you can pick that up off of Amazon. There's different makers, or at least different sellers, all selling the same thing. Alrighty. So what kind of things do I like to take back in the woods with me? One of the first things I always pack is this little journal I have. And it's just a place where I jot down different things I want to remember, because you know, I'm getting old and don't always remember how to tie certain knots and whatnot. So it'll have just a variety of knots that I might want to tie. I just sketch them out in step-by-step process. I'll have some things I want to remember, ideas. There's a recipe for pine resin glue. Some plans if I had to make a bucksaw in the field, as long as I was carrying a bucksaw blade. How to make a log cabin live catch trap. Different ways to tie fish hooks. So just a variety of information that, you know, cell phones are great. You can have all that information on a cell phone, but maybe you're in an area where you don't have data, or maybe your battery dies. Batteries never die on a book. Now, one thing that's always a possibility when you're out hunting or out hiking in the woods or whatever is you get turned around and you may be stuck for the night. So your first concern should be fire. So I'll take a fire kit with me. And that'll have some char cloth, a couple lighters, some matches, some fat wood, a ferro rod, some chaga, all different things I can use to light a fire. And even a little weave of jute twine, which is a great tinder, and a little magnifier, Fresnel lens. So all in one little pack. I've got a variety of ways of making fire. And carry my big ferro rod. I always have that with me. So that basically covers us for fire. I've got another secondary little fire kit here with different types of tinder and whatnot. So put all my fire making stuff in one place. One of the next things, if you get in trouble, you might need a shelter. Here's a little Saul emergency bivvy. And that's just made with that space blanket material with an orange outer coating on it. Orange is good because orange is visible, and if you're lost and you need to be found, you know, whether it's searchers, a plane, a helicopter, it's good to have a bunch of orange with you, just to signal, just to be seen. I could be passed out in my bivvy, they'll still see me. Doesn't hurt to carry an emergency rain poncho. Can be used to protect you from the rain, can be used to make a shelter or enhance a shelter, and can be used for signaling. Wrap it around a branch near a clearing in an open field, gets people's attention. And then we have here an emergency camping shelter. Basically, it's just a heavy tarp made with the same space material that I could use to make a little lean-to or something like that, or make my own shelter, a debris shelter, and cover it with this to kind of weatherproof it a bit and help insulate it. If you're going to have a shelter, you're going to need cordage. So take some paracord. And again, in orange, because it enhances visibility and helps me find it. So we got some shelter ideas covered. Another good thing to have in the cold climates, and I carry an abundance of these, is different types of hand warmers. They're great if your hands or your feet get cold, but also you can stuff them in your clothes and use those to help keep you warm. So I'll just make sure I've got a few of those packed with me. And I've got a big pile of different types here. Hot hands. I've got some that are designed to go in your boots too. So we've got fire, we get shelter. Another great thing to carry, some kind of water filtration. Easiest thing is a life straw. I've got Sawyer water filters that are great, but just to throw in a backpack for short-term use, it's great to have a Sawyer water filter. And you can probably pick those up at Bass Pro, Walmart, any outdoor opening store. And a great thing to always have when you're lost is, there we go, a compass. And know how to use it. Know how to tell your directions on it. It's great if you know how to use it with a map, so you can plot directions. Basic form of using a compass is you get your direction, you know you want to go east, you find your direction east, you pick something off in that direction, a landmark, and you proceed to that landmark. Now, another great thing to have with you is some flagging tape. So you flag where you're at, you pick your object in the direction you want to head, you proceed to that object, you flag that object, put a little piece of tape on the branch of a tree or whatever. Plot your next reference point, move to that object, flag that. It gives you, if you need to, a way to backtrack to a certain point. Say you get so far and you hit a bog, maybe you want to backtrack, change your direction. If people are looking for you, it leaves a trail of where you've gone. So two things go great together. And I put those where they're easily accessible. GPS. That's the old-fashioned way. This is the new-fashioned way. Have a GPS with charged batteries in it, and you can use that to do the same thing as the flagging tape and the compass. Pick the direction you want to head. You can tag a waypoint where you're at, pick your object, move to it, tag a waypoint there. Same process, just all in a little box. Glow sticks. Light's going to be important because if you do get lost or you do get behind and you're out in the woods, quick source of light. If you build a shelter, light can be very comforting. So let's say you've built a fire, you built yourself a little shelter, a little debris shelter or lean-to or whatever, hanging a light in there. When you're cold, maybe you're scared, maybe you're confused, that little bit of light can be comforting. So I always pack a couple of those. Let's see. Clothing. Now, if you're going to the woods, you're going hiking, hunting, whatever, you want to dress appropriately. If you're going to be staying for a period of time, bring enough clothes, bring layers, bring insulated undergarments and whatnot. But I have this little thing here. And it's just a little bag. It unzips and folds out to a hoodie. So that's something I can throw in my bag. Should I get wet, I have at least one piece of dry clothing I can swap into. What else do we have? Speaking of glow sticks, light. I carry lights and I carry more than one. So I've got a big light here. So I'll have that. And then I'll carry a secondary smaller light. It's great to have something with a strobe for signaling. And this one's nice. You can just clip it on the bill of my hat or something like that. And then I just picked this up. It's small. Oh, where did I set you? Here it is. It's It's a little clip-on O-light. And I'm in the process of doing a review on that. Part of that will be back in the woods where it's nice and dark. You turn it on, it's got a moonlight light level glow. And then it's got a medium and a bright. You can double click it and get a red. Red light is good because it allows you to work in the dark without affecting the adjustment of your eyes to the darkness of your night vision. And it's got a beacon. So I can hang that in a tree near my shelter if somebody's looking for me, and it can signal to the sky. And it's got a strobe with it too, I think. I'm still getting used to this thing. Anyway, great little light. Can clip it onto my jacket, clip it onto my hat, wherever. Clip it onto the straps of my backpack. That's going to go in my pocket. Duct tape. Great stuff to have. You've got a hole in your rain jacket, hole in your clothes. You can patch it up. You can use it as cordage. You can use it for just a variety of things. You've got a tent and there's a hole in the tent. You can patch it up. You know, temporary fix to a lot of things. Little set of binoculars never hurts. If you're hunting, good to see what you're hunting for. If you're lost, good to help you with your terrain. You know, if you can get to high ground, look for easy routes to travel in the distance. Look for any kind of civilization. So, always good to have something like that. And this pack has different internal pouches where I can organize stuff. Alrighty. That's a lot of the heavy duty. Or not heavy duty, but the life-saving stuff, I guess. Shelter and fire and water and whatnot. Tools. Like carry a saw. Just a folding saw, doesn't have to be one this big. Just something help you if you need to make a shelter, or maybe you're harvesting some natural resources, cut wood for a fire, things like that. So it always comes in handy. Hatchet. You can have a moderate sized hatchet like this. You can take something like a SOG, fast hawk, do something to help you process wood. And I'll probably strap that onto the bottom of the pack. And then what everybody loves, the knives. So I carry some kind of heavy duty bushcraft knife or camp knife. This one's a BPS HK5. It's something, again, when I look at a camp knife, I look at something, if I didn't have the axe, if I didn't have the saw, you know, do I have a knife that'll do most everything those would do for me? And so this is like a main tool for me. You know, there's stuff I can do with an axe, or stuff I can do with a knife that I can't do with an axe. Stuff I can do with a knife I can't do with a saw. Of the three tools, this is my most relied on because it will do mostly what the other two will do, where the other two won't do everything this one will do. That'll go on my hip. Hey, I'm a knife and tool. Hey, Terry, what's going on? I'm just doing a kind of a reverse pocket dump, Terry. I'm heading into the woods and just packing up a bag to take in. And I figured I did one this summer, but now we're into the cold weather and winter. So I figured I'd update with something a little more winter oriented. So I've covered a lot of different things I carry: fire, first aid, water, shelter, clothing, things like that. And I'm into the fun stuff, the knives. So we've got my main knife, a good sized bushcraft knife. It's hunting season, so I'll take a skinning knife with me. This one's going to be the Groman 101 Skinner. Great little skinning blade, Canadian made. Yeah. And being as it's hunting season again, going to take the folding hunter. That's the old shred I cleaned up. Hopefully we'll get some use out of it. And then just for around the camp knives, I'm going to take the Rough Rider Classic Carbon 2 camp or scout knife. Just get your blade, your can opener, your bottle opener, screwdriver, and your awl or reamer. It's a real handy tool. Much the same as like a Swiss Army knife or something like that. And then just for around the camp, I'm going to take, who made this one again? My eyes won't let me read it. I can't remember the maker of this one, but just a little Sawbuster Junior style knife. And this one is a lockback. And we're going to take this thing and try it out. I never really used it. It's a geez, I can't read it. I can't remember who made it. Not SOG. It's Cold Steel. Yeah, Cold Steel mini tack buoy. We're gonna give that a try. We're getting into stuff now that are more hunting and going to the camp oriented rather than, like I said at the outset of this, I'm building a kit that has some specific items in it for going hunting, going back to the camp, and then more general related items for being in the woods in the wintertime, in the cold. So we got a combination of the two. So I have the stuff I would need to get at in a hurry, conveniently packed in outer pouches, and then other stuff packed in inner pouches that I may not need to get to in an immediate emergency. And stuff I also want to maybe keep a little bit drier should I fall in a creek or something like that. What have I missed in the chat? Okay. Hey, David, how you doing? Yeah, David, it just, like I said, just a kind of a reverse pocket dump. I'm heading back to the camp, and so packing the gear I need for the camp, and I figured why not do a more detailed loadout for winter time, because you know what, you get back in the woods, you get chasing that big buck, you get that buck fever. Sometimes before you know it, you're getting yourself turned around, or it suddenly become dark. So you should always have the stuff you need to deal with those situations. Because nothing sucks worse than being back in the woods and suddenly it's dark and there's no moon and you've got no light and no way to make a fire, no dry clothes with you in case you fall in the creek or it starts to rain, no rain gear, anything like that. So anyway, folks, that gets me mainly packed up, and never hurts to carry something like a slingshot either. You know, maybe you're not out hunting, so you don't have a gun. Maybe you get yourself in a bad situation and you need to find some food. A little slingshot will get you a long ways to getting some small game. But practice with it, get good with it. Anyway, folks, that was a long time for one knee down on a cold floor. Well, I hope I'm ready. Yeah, slingshots are very underrated as far as, you know, stuff that could come handy back in the woods. Squirrels, small birds, partridge. You get good with a slingshot, they'll do the job for it all. One thing I didn't mention there is a whistle too. I've got a whistle on my strap. It's always good to have a whistle. And I don't know if many people know the signaling codes for a whistle. It's typically, I think, 1 blast is where are you, 2 blasts, come to me, 3 blasts is SOS, I need help. So good thing to know, but if the people listening to you don't know that, then it may not help you anyways, but at least you can make some noise and get attention. Yeah, I've done that too, Peter. No, you get a good slingshot. I mean, I've even got some modified to shoot arrows. And I think we can credit, what's his name, the big outdoor survival guy, Dave Canterbury. I think he was one of the ones that really made that idea popular. I know he sold some products. I made some different ones with whisker biscuits and whatnot for shooting arrows. So they were pretty good. Mostly just shot boxes and targets with them, never went hunting with one. Anyway, folks, I got to get my butt off to the woods. Folks are waiting on me. And 33 people, 13 likes, not too bad. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you get a little something from it that can help you out. It's wintertime. If you live in a cold area like Canada, it's never bad to carry a bag like that in your vehicle. I usually make a winter emergency bag for my vehicle, and I'll often make up bags for other people that I know and care about. Have different forms of heat, have some food in those, because you never know, you might even be out on the highway and suddenly due to a storm, a highway gets shut down and you might be several hours sitting in your vehicle. And gas only lasts so long and you still need heat. So one little thing you could do is take a tin can like so, drill some vent holes in it on the top and the bottom, and you can fit 3 tea lights in there and light those up, and that will provide some heat in your vehicle. I will, Terry. I hope you have a great weekend too. Anyway, we'll wrap it up there, folks. I just wanted to jump on and do that real quick. And since I had to do it anyways, I might as well share it with you in case there's something there anybody could learn from. So take care, everyone. Have yourselves an awesome weekend. And if you get a chance, the weather's good in your area, get out to the woods. Have a chat with those trees. If you got problems, they're real good listeners. And they don't talk back. Take a knife with you. Might come in handy. Y'all take care.